Bonjour, mon ami. My name is Paul K. Lemire. This is Habsolutely coming to you live from downtown Niagara Falls, Ontario, Canada, in the studios of 4680Q Radio. Whoa, we got lots going on today. Look at that sign up there. Habsolutely. That's right. As you can see, my cohort, John, isn't in today. It's just me and my white Canadian jersey. I love this jersey. I love it. And we're going to be doing the show here today. I'm going solo. It's not we, it's me. But that's okay. That's okay. No problemo, mon ami. We'll get through this without a problem. Now, seen a lot happening this week, but the biggest thing was not a surprise to me. I don't know, were people surprised? They're trying to make it look like it's going to be a big surprise or something. That wasn't a surprise. Come on. We knew this halfway through the season. Lane Hudson won the Calder Trophy. Is there anybody out there that was surprised? Seriously, there's a big thing on Facebook that the person who heard he was going to win the Calder was totally shocked, and it's a big surprise, and people were going, oh, maybe it isn't Hudson because he's a shoo-in, and no. That was just to get you interested in what was going on, because the bottom line is Lane Hudson won the Calder. There was never any doubt. Not only did he win the trophy, which was the first one for the HABS since Ken Dryden in 1972, he crushed the opposition. 865 votes. It was a landslide in the votes. And I think Celebrini and Wolf were there. But guess what? There's no way you could possibly give it to anyone else. Are you kidding me? After the season Lane Hudson had 6 goals, 60 assists or something, led the points by a rookie defenseman, 19-year-old kid, dominated the blue line. I mean, come on. This guy is a phenom, a once-in-a-lifetime acquisition. We're lucky we got him. And looking at him, I only wish we had his brother, maybe, Cole Hudson. But Lane Hudson won it, not even close. And, if he thought it was exciting to win it, he should have been in our seats all season watching him win it, because that in itself was amazing. He thought it was exciting for him. What about for us? In our seats, watching him do his magic night after night, playing 82 games, played the whole season. I mean, he's only going one way, this kid. That's up. He's going to go up. Wait till he really, really gets a hold of the intricacies of playing in the NHL. And he made some mistakes, and rightly so. I mean, these guys are professionals out there on the ice. They're not fooled easy. Some of the trickery he used in junior hockey and that might play well in junior hockey and college hockey, but in the NHL, it doesn't fly. But he'll learn, and he's a fast learner. You see him make a mistake, and then you usually don't see him make that mistake again. He'll learn. And when he does, this kid is going to be with us for a long, long time. He's going to take us to a cup win. No doubt about it in my mind anyway. And you just got to hang on, Habs fans, because it's going to be a nice ride for the next few years. Now, he's going to sign an extension this summer. So Hughes is going to have to come up with a few bucks for this guy. I don't know what he's going to want. But after winning the Calder, his price probably went up a little bit. I don't know if he's going to get him for the 7.8 million he signed the other 3 for. I think Slav, Suzuki, and Caulfield signed around 7.8 million, somewhere in around there. I don't know if they'll be able to get Hudson for that. He might want a little bit more, but you know what? I think at this point in time, you got to say he's worth it. You got to pay him, and we give him an 8-year deal. Let's give him an 8-year deal. I'm hoping we can get him in the 75 million range, somewhere in around there, maybe a little bit under. Maybe not. I don't know. He may want 10. You want 10 a year, 80 million. I'm not sure. I don't think he's going to go for like 8 million times 8, 64 million. I think it's going to be more than that. But you know what? Whatever it is, Hughes has got to extend him right now. Let's get him going. No fooling around. This kid's good. We know it. I mean, come on. Come on. Let's just pay him. And maybe on 8 years, he'll take 7, 8 million and be right where Caulfield and them are. Wouldn't that be sweet? You know, we're locking up our top five here, right? We're locking up our top five for good. We got CC, we got Suzuki, we got Slav, we're going to have Hudson, and then we're going to sit down with Demidov and get him going on a long-term contract. That's our base five. Once we get these five guys locked in for the next 7 or 8 years, we're laughing. We're laughing. Now, is a bridge contract possible? He might, maybe. I don't know. I don't know. What do you guys think out there? Bridge contract, 4 years at 8 million, something like that, and then you can renew it after 4 years. I just don't see the Habs doing that. I think they want him long term. They're going to sit down and sign him. Might take a little bit more, but who cares? We've got to sign this kid. We want him on the team. Sign him for long term. Maybe he'll do it for around 8 million, 64 million. That would be sweet. Give me your thoughts in the comments. What do you guys think? I've heard a lot of different people talking about it, but I haven't seen anybody really hammering any numbers out. So with my way of thinking, I wouldn't want to see him get more than the rest of the guys. That would be nice. But, with the Calder under his belt and everything else, I think he'll want a little bit more. That's fine. That's fine. Give me your thoughts in the comments. What do you think out there? Vinny, what do you think? Oh, so happy he won that, though. It was expected, but still, weirder things have happened, and he wins it, and that's a good thing for the Habs. We need that recognition in the league. It's going to attract other players. Doesn't much look like the Oilers are going to win this series, does it? I mean, I was thinking they're going to be the first Canadian team to win a cup since the Habs did in '93, and I was ready for it. I just had that feeling, that gut feeling they were going to win it. Excuse me. With all the stuff floating around, it's windy out there. There's a lot of pollen in the air and everything. I've been in here coughing and choking and my eyes watering and blowing my nose. It's crazy. It's crazy this time of year. It's nuts. Hotter it gets, the worse it gets, especially when you have the wind blowing. Now, the Oilers, I really thought in my heart and in my gut that they're going to win this. But, man, after that last game, holy schnappers, I knew it was going to be a goaltending duel. And, Skinner had to step up. He got pulled after 5 goals last game. They got beat 6-1. Man, that's a tough one to take on the chin. That's a real tough one. And I don't know. If they lose the next one, they're done. They lose the next one, what's that, tonight? Tonight in Florida? I would say they're done. I don't think they're going to come back and beat Florida 3 in a row. They're done, but Bobrovsky's a money goalie, man. This guy, when he has to play, he plays. Skinner, maybe not so much. I think they'll put Skinner back in for sure. He's their go-to guy. But after that 6-1 beating, and, the first 2 games, Skinner really never... Excuse me out there. Skinner never really did anything fantastic. He led in 4 or 5 goals a game. So it's not like he was playing great. And Dabrowski was not playing that great either because he did the same thing, basically. There's 2 overtime games. One team won and one. Florida won the first one, Edmonton won the second one. So I think it's coming down to goaltending, and Dabrowski seems to have found the groove here. And the players are just smothering McDavid and these guys. Boy, those Florida guys know how to play that game. That grind it out, just smother everybody game. So we'll see what happens. But if they go down 3-1 to Florida, it's over. Yeah, it's over. They're done like dinner. I'll tell you that right now. Okay, let's get over to viewer comments here before we get into the different nuances of, being like 2 weeks away from the draft and 3 weeks away from the from the what do you call it there? The free agent frenzy. And I'll give you my thoughts on that. But let's get some comments. Vinny Houdon, my buddy Vinny, he had 3 comments. The first was about Laval, and Vinny saying that he's going to disagree with me because I said Laval was disappointing. Now, Laval had a great season, got by 2 rounds to the semifinals, getting some playoff experience along the way. He's very optimistic about the quality and ability of the Laval players. Excuse me. That some will be tremendous in training camp and actually make the NHL club. Well, Vinny, it's not the season that I'm looking at. And it's not even the first couple rounds of the playoffs they managed to get through. It was the total domination by Charlotte Checkers of the Laval Rocket. They swept them 4 straight. This is the team that won the league and was supposed to have all our prospects that are headed to the NHL and so good. Now, I understand what you're saying. That's a successful season. But we still have a problem here. And that is, we're expecting them to step up to the NHL. And I know maybe you made the point. Excuse me. Man, I'm stuffed up. I know you made the point, and a very good point, by the way, that the Charlotte team is a little bit older and they have more experience, and we have a young team and all the other stuff that goes with it. But the bottom line is that Charlotte's experienced team that you're talking about are still not good enough to make the NHL. Those players are there because they can make the NHL. They can't make the NHL. So they may be older and they may be wiser. But at the end of the day, they're AHL players. And if we can't compete with players that can't make the NHL and are AHL players, and when I talk compete, I mean, making the series a series, not getting swept 4 straight. I mean, and we got crushed the first 3 games. The 4th game, they seemed to find a better way, but, fluke goal at the very end lost it for us. But still, if we can't play against AHL players who can't make the NHL, I mean, then what do we got? What do we got on our team? You got a bunch of also-rans that aren't good enough to make the NHL and aren't even good enough to beat another team whose players aren't good enough to make the NHL. So that's why I'm so concerned about that. It wasn't that we lost. Good teams go for 7 games, 6 games, and that kind of thing. But to take the beating we took from Charlotte, that was my concern. Now, are these guys ready for the NHL next year? I've got to think no. I've got to think they're good. They got to get better. But then again, I'm not saying they'll never make the NHL. They might not be ready to jump up next year. That's all I'm saying. And because of that, I'm looking to Hughes to either to reinforce our team and make more progression next year by making a trade. We have 2 first-round draft picks. Hughes's MO is to do that, or in free agency by picking up somebody. And I think you'll see him do that. Pardon me. I am getting choked up here. I'm going to lose my voice in a minute. Boy, it's just that these allergies and that kill you. But that's all right. I'm going to struggle through this. And you guys are going to have to put up with me. Sorry about that. So that's basically my concern and the way I see it. Am I right? Am I wrong? Well, Vinny doesn't agree with me, and that's fine. I think that's a sign of a good discussion that's about to happen. And I think it's happening out there with a lot of people. What do you think? Leave a comment. Tell me what you think about it. I know Vinny will definitely have something to say about it, and that's good. We'll see what happens. But I think you're going to see in the next week or so before the draft, let's put it that way. We only got a week and a little bit towards the draft. I think you're going to see Hughes make a move. You're going to see Hughes make a move on something, some trade, something. Because he now knows, after watching that Laval series, that those guys are not going to be the guys to probably come up and fill any shoes. He's going to have to look elsewhere. Okay. Now, another comment by Vinny. Hey, guys, no stumping Vinny Man this week. Yvonne Lambert was the correct answer. Vinny got it again. I was shocked that John didn't know this one. Go Habs, go. Now, what Vinny was talking about was our last week trivia, which was who scored the overtime goal to put Montreal into the Stanley Cup Finals and win the Stanley Cup against the Boston Bruins after Don Cherry's big mistake of putting too many men on the ice and giving the puck to Lafleur on a power play, who streaked down the wing, scored the winning goal with his hair flowing in the breeze. They go into overtime, and who was the guy who scored it? Yvon Lambert. And Vinny knew that one, and Vinny gets a lot of them. He knows a little bit about Habs history, I'll tell you that. Congratulations, Vinny. Way to go. Now, Alpha says, it's great to see John back. Welcome back, Mon Ami. Hope to see you more often on Absolutely. Thanks for the comments. Vinny, we really appreciate all your comments. And John couldn't make it in today, as you see, but he will be back. He will be back. Okay, so before we move on to anything else, let's just get to our Habs trivia question here. So, Vinny, I tried to make this one a little bit tougher. You know, I always say the questions are too easy. Let's see if you get this one. This is a who am I? Okay, Vinny? And everybody else out there, who am I? I played 12 seasons with the Montreal Canadiens and won 6 Stanley Cups. I was a center with the team. I moved to the World Hockey Association for greater financial rewards. In 1973, that's when I went. And I played for the Chicago Cougars of the World Hockey Association. And I became a partner in that team after leading them in scoring. Okay, Vinny, who am I? Think about it for a minute. Played 12 seasons with the Habs, won 6 Stanley Cups, was the center, moved to the World Hockey Association in 1973 with the Chicago Cougars and became part owner of the team after leading them in scoring. Who am I? And I'm going to give you 4 picks, just so that you have a shot at it. You may already know it, Vinny, but a lot of people may not. Number 1, Bernie Boom Boom Geoffrion. Number 2, Ralph Backstrom. Number 3, Andre Pronovo. And number 4, Bill Hickey. Who was the guy that won 6 Stanley Cups with the Habs, played 12 seasons, and moved over to the WHA, the World Hockey Association, in 73 and played for the Chicago Cougars and bought part of the team? Bernie a Boom Boom a Geoffrion, Ralph Backstrom, Andre Pronovo, or Bill Hickey? Make your choice. Make your choice. What do you think, Vinny? Don't look it up. The correct answer is Ralph Backstrom. Ralph Backstrom joined the Habs after playing for the Junior Canadiens from 54 to 58. And for their 1958-59 campaign, he joined the Habs. And he never looked back as a Hab. He captained that team and had a Memorial Cup in the 58 season with the Montreal Junior Canadiens. He was a great player for that team, and he did win a Memorial Cup with them before he came to the Habs in the 58-59 campaign. As a Hab, he won the Calder for Rookie of the Year. Speaking of Rookie of the Year, we have another one here. And played a full 12 seasons for the Habs, amassing 6 Stanley Cup rings. After the 69-70 season, Backstrom requested a trade and talked about retiring. He was traded to the LA Kings in 1971. The pick that the Habs received for Backstrom in the trade led to the Habs acquiring a name you may have heard of. That guy's name was Guy Lafleur. Sam Pollock, what a genius. He's a genius. He was then traded to the Blackhawks and finished the 72-73 season in Chicago, where he was offered a great contract in the new WHA and joined the Chicago Cougars. He played for 2 seasons in Chicago, became part owner of the team. The franchise struggled, moved to Ottawa, being called the Ottawa Civics, but the team didn't last long. They were in financial problems. They lasted only 41 games. Backstrom finished the 76 season with the New England Whalers, scoring 35 goals and 83 points, and retired in 1977. So even in the WHA, he was a prolific scorer. Now, Backstrom had 7 20-goal seasons in the NHL, 2 30-goal seasons in the WHA. He managed to play 1,032 games in the NHL, having 278 goals, 361 assists for 639 points, and like I say, winning 6 Stanley Cups along the way. Now, he was related, this is another little known fact, he was related to Darren Pupa, the goaltender who I remember played for the Buffalo Sabres. Darren Pupa, if you remember him. But he's not related to any of the other Backstroms in the NHL. Ralph Backstrom, known for his solid two-way game and ability to make key plays at key times in the game, he was a consistent performer who could be counted on to shadow the opposition's top players while staying out of the penalty box. He was a great Habs player, and he was the guy. And he was the guy that is the answer to the Who Am I Today? He died on February 7th, 2021 at the age of 83 in Windsor, Colorado after a lengthy illness. And there you go, Vinny. Did you get that one? Yeah, maybe you did. Maybe you did. Vinny's pretty good at this. Vinny's pretty good at this. So with the Laval Rocket being dispatched in 4 games by the Charlotte Checkers, Hughes and Gordon are now focused on the Habs. And they were watching those guys pretty close to see flashes of brilliance, which they saw for a while, but not anything in that last series, that's for sure. I mean, I don't know who I could pick out of that series. I watched every game, but I don't know who I could pick out that really stood out. Not Reinbacher, not Mailloux, not the goaltending, not Primo. He lost 3 of the games. He was terrible before finally Pascal Vincent, he changed and put Fowler in. Maybe he should have put Fowler in after the first or second game. I don't know. So they never signed anybody who stood out in that series at all. I mean, Beck got a goal, a couple guys got a goal, but all our guys who have been up with the big club, well, they just didn't have a good series. But the one thing they learned watching that series is that a lot of the guys that they have that we were looking up to, the Machars and all these other guys, they're not NHL ready yet. They're not ready yet. They're not ready to take the step. Oh, there'll be a training camp, Mailloux and Reinbacher and all them, but I don't know if they're ready to take that next step yet. They might need another year. Especially Reinbacher, who missed last year. He missed 95% of the season when he had a broken leg, I think he had, or whatever. He came back at the end, but wasn't enough. So if they're going to make progress next year, I think they're going to have to turn to the draft. And you're not going to draft people that are NHL ready in 16th and 17th position. But, A2, expect the unexpected from Hughes. His MO is always and has been for Doc and Newhook is trade those draft picks. We have lots of draft picks. We have 12 this year. Trade them either move up in the draft to pick somebody else they want. They're looking at Carter Bear maybe or somebody, or trade it for an existing NHL player that is already NHL ready. He's playing, he's doing well, and we might see something like that happen. Otherwise, he's got to wait till the free agent market opens and get in on some of them, maybe a free agent if he can. Hughes isn't one to overpay. He'd rather make the deal before and get what he wants at a great price and sign a common sense contract. So we probably will see. I'm expecting that in the next couple weeks. So if that's the case, then who knows what's going to happen? Like I say, A2, expect the unexpected. But he's definitely going to be in the market now that he saw the results of that Charlotte Checker series. Okay, so I could go through a list of people that are coming to the Habs. Everybody's talking about who's coming to the Habs. They're speculating, they're analyzing, but you know what? None of it ever works out. Everybody was coming to the Habs at one time. Neatcast, everybody. Everybody was coming to the Habs. And not one person came. We got some stiff named Liney. Who's, like, I don't even know what he's going to do this year with that guy. Probably he's got to put him on the ice and hope he performs, at least get some power play goals or something. But he's he's wonky at best, that guy. So, everybody said, oh, yeah, we're going to get Crosby. We're going to get Bennett. We're going to get McDavid. We're going to get anybody who's out. Who's skating? If somebody's skating, they're coming to Montreal, according to everybody. Oh, this guy, that guy. We did this. We went through the same exercise last year, so forget about it. Have to just wait and see. Expect the unexpected. Well, we know a couple things. Hughes won't be coming up. He went to Sweden on a 5-year contract. I think it was Sweden. He was a goaltender for Laval. He's out of here. So we're starting to lose some of these players, and we're going to lose more. And we have players we got to deal with: Dvorak, Armia, Jack guy. What are we going to do with these guys? And that all depends on who we pick up in the interim. So we just have to sit back and watch. But we do have to make a decision on some players. Mike Matheson is one of them. Now, he was at the Combines in Buffalo, and he spoke with Hughes and Gordon for a couple hours about his contract, saying that he wants to play with Montreal. And I like that when a player says that. I want to stay with Montreal. We got something going there. He fits in with everybody. He's done a good job, I think. I think he should be kept as long as he'll take a contract that makes sense. And I don't know if I'd want to sign him for like 7 or 8 years, or a long-term contract. I think a nice 3 to 4 year contract, just under $5 million, where he was last year. He was at like 4.5 or 4.8 or something. Somewhere in around there, a 4 year, 16, 17, 20 million, 18, 19 million, something like that. Would work for us, would work really good for us. If the price is right, I have no problem keeping him. His value will be there at any time. If we decide we want to move him, he will be movable. If he doesn't fit in with our future plans, with everybody coming around. So I like that. And if you wanted to go long term and even go at 4.5, okay, let's go. We can always move him. He's a good defenseman. He's good. He fits well with the Habs. Will he be part of our Stanley Cup team? It's a possibility. It's a possibility if the price is right. And what it's going to come down to is how Hughes thinks Reinbacher and Mailloux, if they can make the step. Can they make the jump? And I don't know. That series against the Charlotte Checkers doesn't show that they're ready yet. And I know a lot of people say Mailloux for sure, and Reinbacher, well, he's our 5th pick or whatever he was. And we got to get him on the, well, yeah, we do. We're supposed to. But it doesn't mean we're going to get him this year. It doesn't mean we're going to get him this year. He hasn't played a lot in the last 2 years because of his knee, or his leg, or whatever the heck he read. So we have to take that into consideration as well. If they're ready, Matheson could be gone. If they're not, he'll stay. He wants to stay with the Habs. That's a good point. That's another consideration. So we'll see what they do. I think a lot of stuff's going to happen in the next couple of weeks. I think we're going to start signing these guys, getting them ready to go. I know we want to definitely give Hudson an extension. That doesn't have to happen before the free agency, but it will happen probably maybe before the season starts. He'll get his well-deserved extension. Jaden Struble. What about Jaden Struble? He's an RFA. Do we give him a contract or let him go? I mean, he's the left defense, something we have a lot of and ready to come up. I like this kid, but at the end of the day, is he expendable? I mean, he played a role. He did well. But is this the guy that's going to be long term with us? I mean, I don't think anybody will give us any kind of offer sheet on him. He'll go out there. Habs are going to have to make some decision on him, though, so we'll see what he does. I don't really know where to go with him. I mean, I would offer him a really, really cheap contract, 2 to 3 years, maybe. I don't know, something like Jack Eye's $1.3 million a year for a couple of years, 3 years. That's all I would do for him. I don't think he's that great, but he does play a solid game and all that. I just don't. I think we have better. Let me put it that way. I think we have better. I think we have better, or at least just as good. And to give Mayu or Reinbacher a chance and let them play the season, I think they could do what Struble does, and giving them experience in the NHL would probably be a little bit better because they most likely are in our future plans. Whereas Struble, probably not. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens with him. Jack Guy's another one. I mean, he's another one that we got to decide we're going to do with. I mean, like he's a force on the blue line. He's a force on the blue line, and we need that on this team. We need the guy out there patrolling the lanes and making sure everybody's honest. But at the end of the day, if we pick up, say, Nick Hague, I mean, there, Nicholas Hague from the Golden Knights, 6'6", 26. How sweet would that be? He would be the guy that could easily replace Jack Guy with a little bit more talent. So I think that if we do something like that and we manage to make that deal, which everybody's talking about right now, that's the big deal everybody's talking about. I think at the end of the day, Jack Guy will be going somewhere else. And there's a lot of teams, I think, who would be interested in a guy like that. There really is. He's easy to move. Now, Mayu and Reinbacher, I mean, they're just basically, are they going to make it or not? Well, let's see what training camp, see what that brings, see what we need. But in that series in Charlotte, I just don't see them coming up this year. Now, Lane Hudson extension. Of course, this is going to be the big one that we're waiting for. And we'll have to watch what he does with the Calder under his belt. Carey Price is going to be off our books after this year, finally. The monkey that has been killing the Habs for years will finally be gone forever. Now we have Armia, Dvorak, and Pez. They have to be dealt with. They're free agents, I believe. And Pez, I think, is going to be gone. I mean, they don't play him. What's the use of having him around if you're not going to play him? They don't appreciate what he brings to the game. I think he's going to be gone. Dvorak and Armia. Okay, Dvorak was a good center. Armia was great with Evans on the penalty kill. But at the end of the day, can we do better? Can we find better? I don't think it's going to be too hard to find people to replace people on the third and fourth lines. Yeah, we like Armia, blah. He was all right. Then he came back, had that one good season. He played a good year. He had a good year. Dvorak had a better year. But at the end of the day, are we going to keep these guys? I mean, do they fit in our plans? I don't think they do. So what are you going to do with them? I think this is another place where we can start to bring up players. We get on board these players from the Laval Rocket and give them a shot. But if Dvorak and Armia are there, they're not going to get that shot this year. So I'm thinking some of these guys are going to be gone. They got to be gone. Pez especially, he's the odd man out. Much like Jack Guy's the odd man out. And if I'll tell you one thing, if Laval players would have beat Charlotte or even had a great series, they showed something. I think these guys would be gone for sure. Armia, Dvorak, and Pez, Zeta. I think they would be gone without a doubt. They would be gone. But because of that series and what happened, I think there's some doubt on that. Now, talking about Nicholas Hague, that's a name that keeps popping up, and Montreal is in the competition for him. 6'6", age 26, he's perfect for the team. He's right where we want to be with Nick Suzuki, and then he fits right in, just what the doctor ordered. And not just for the Habs, but for any team, really. But especially the Habs. This is the kind of player we need on the team, a difference maker. 26-year-old UFA. I mean, his point numbers aren't spectacular, but we have guys that can put up numbers. I mean, we have the guys that can put up numbers, especially with Demidov going to get a whole season with themselves, right? I mean, let's face it, Demidov could be our second of the rookie of the year in a row. That's the talent this guy has and the capability he has. He just needs someone to play with. And it's not Newhook. And it's not Doc. It's not Newhook. He needs somebody to play with. So we have to find him a good center. But if we want to get toughness and shore up our D, I mean, this is the guy to do it. Hague. And I think Hughes is going to make a big push for him. Look at this goof out there. Fried out of his mind, doing kicks in the middle of the street, walking around. Hey, you can't believe it in downtown Niagara Falls, everybody. I don't know what St. Catherine Street is like, but this is pretty wacky out here. Okay, you get him to take over for Jack Guy, fighting people. So anyway, that's a force to be reckoned with, and I think Hughes is going to make a big push. I don't think he'll give away the farm, but you got to remember, we're in a really good position. We have 16th and 17th draft pick. We have second round draft picks. We have good prospects that we can move that somebody wants. So we have a lot to offer. We have a lot to offer in making a trade for this guy. A lot more than maybe some of the other people there. My buddy Gary Wilkins. Look at that. Look at this. I'm showing him the Habs. He's a big Leaf fan out there. Yeah, I have a big window here. I look out and I see the whole street. So anyway, excuse me. So we have the guys that can put up the numbers, so we can get this Hage guy, but we just got to make the deal. Come on, Hughes, make a deal. We need a big guy like this. I'd love to see it. The other one that they were talking about is Jonathan Marchessault. Lots to talk about this 185, 5'9", 34-year-old right winger. But you know what? I'm the no geezers, no Smurf guy. And I know, he's a great player. He's a great player. There's no taking anything away from him. He's 34, right winger. Pretty well a Smurf at 5'9". I mean, his talent's there. His experience is there that'll be helpful to the Habs. I don't know. Could he play on the line with Demidov and that? Probably. He's good enough for that. Get a center, but at this point, I'm going to say no thanks. I don't think we want him. I don't think we're going to get him. What do you think out there? Do you think we're getting Marchessault? I don't think so. That's just my opinion. What do I know? And there's a lot of other players everybody's been talking about, Sam Bennett and everybody else. But you know what? They have Brock Nelson, but I think he re-signed. But as usual with Ken Hughes, expect the unexpected, A2, because that's what he does. But we know, we've seen him in action now for a few years. We know his MO. We know he loves these guys out of Boston College who have a couple of years under their belt. They haven't been performing really good. Guys like Marco Rossi, I think. They're looking to make a move, and Habs are a team right now that people want to move to. They want to move to the Habs. They see what's in store for us. They see the greatness. They see the Calder Trophy winner. They see Slavkovsky. They see Suzuki. They see Caulfield. They see Demidov. They know what Montreal offers. And a lot of them might want to come to Montreal all of a sudden. Like, we're looking and saying, oh, nobody wanted to come to Montreal. Why would they come to Montreal? The tax situation is terrible, blah, 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 blah. That's true. But as far as the team that could possibly win the Stanley Cup going down the road, they're it. They're it. That's all there is to it. And people want to come here. And I think some of them are going to really, really take a serious look at the Habs and come here rather than go to other places, even though we might not be giving them the absolute best contract they can find. So I don't know. We got a couple weeks before June 27th, and I think you're going to see Hughes do something in these next couple weeks. I don't think he's going to wait. That's not his MO. And I don't think he's even going to wait till draft day. I don't think he's going to wait till draft day. I don't think it's going to have it happen on the draft floor. I think he's going to make a move before. So keep your eyes open. Some of these rumblings, like Elliot Friedman and these guys, they rumble, they talk a lot. And a lot of times they know what they're talking about. So keep your eyes open, especially for this Nicholas Hague deal. Nicholas Hague and the other Hage that we got coming up. That's going to be interesting. The Hague. Yeah, that's going to be something else. Now, what about this Sam Bennett guy? Habs were talking about him for a while. The guy was said he wants $18 million to play. $18 million a year. I think he might be waiting a long time before he gets somebody to chip in $18 million. I know the cap's going up and everything, and he's a valuable piece of any puzzle, but not $18 million worth. That's like That's like double. 50% more than the next highest player making $13 million. I mean, that's crazy money. It's totally wacky, but you know what? There could be a team out there with a lot of cap room and nothing to lose, and they might make a play for him. But I don't know. He must have a contract where he chooses where he wants to go. So a team that is struggling and not going anywhere, I don't know if he's going to want to go to that team. I mean, he's on the Florida Panthers. It makes sense to sign with them. Now, they're not going to give him $18 million probably, but he may want to sign with them for something else that's pretty high, $13 million or something. But I can almost guarantee you, whoever it is, it's not going to be the Habs. I cannot see Hughes taking on that kind of contract. It just doesn't make sense to me, and I don't think you're going to see that guy coming here. But I do think you're going to see Hughes making a move shortly. They're not going to be waiting that long, I don't think. I just really, really don't get that feeling they're going to be waiting around that long to make a move. And once they get through the draft, if they make a move before that, they may be looking at free agency. They may take a pick out of there. So I think Hughes does want to improve the team. I think he wants to improve the team. He's seen that Laval can't offer what he needs right now. And he's going to be probably taking a look to get some bona fide NHL players with experience to come in that can do some damage and get us through the first round next year, because I don't think we're going to be battling it out last day of the season to make the playoffs next year. We're going to be in it from the beginning, and we're going to stay in it. But we need the players that can do that. And also we need the goaltending, which that's another issue. Baller's not going to be ready to come up, so we're going to stick with Dobish and Sammy Montembeault. And Hughes is gone. Primo, I mean, for a while there, we thought he was going to come back up and do some damage in it, but he did. He goofed up in that series, and he didn't play well. He didn't play well in any of the series, actually. During the season, he was great, but when he went back after playing, sitting on Montreal's bench for a few games, he didn't look that good. Baller's not ready. He had a couple, good games there, but he had a shutout his first game of the playoffs. But after that, he got caught up in that Vincent Pascal, the Montreal Shuffle. I call it the Montreal Shuffle because they're always playing with these goaltenders. They don't make any sense. MSL is just as bad, and Vincent is just as bad. So, yeah, who knows what's going to happen with that? We'll have to wait and see. We'll have to wait and see. I mean, we're not that far away, baby. Not that far away. We got the draft, we got free agency, then we got the prospects challenge, and then we got the training camp, and then we got the season starting. We're only October, first week of October, so we got half of June, July, August, September, 3 months, 3.5 months. That's it. We're there. Anyway, that's about it for this week, everybody. Remember, things are going to happen in the next few weeks, and always E2, E2, A2 in French. Expect the unexpected. That's been used trademark since he took over. Doc, Newhook, and Liney. A2, A2. Expect the unexpected. Thank you so much for tuning in. We really appreciate you watching this video and participating by commenting. Hit that subscribe button. We know we get views, but usually, 80% of the people who are watching, they don't subscribe. I don't understand why. It costs nothing to subscribe. Hit that subscribe button. Help our algorithm to get the show out more and more. We're on YouTube. We're on Rumble. We're on X. Absolutely. 4680Q Radio live at noon. Catch the video this afternoon sometime, probably around 3 o'clock, 2:33. I'll have it up. Comment. Participate like Vinny does. Be like Vinny. My name is Paul K. Lemire. Absolutely. Have a great day, everybody. Go Habs, go. And man, the next few weeks are going to be really, really exciting. I can guarantee you that. See you next week on Habsolutely.